This is James Lutton for Round 8 Boxing. Delighted to join with promoter Scott Murray. Scott, how are you, mate?
Good, James. Yeah, good to speak to you.
Good stuff. Thanks for joining me. Obviously, had your show at the weekend, Excelsior Promotions, yourself and John Pegg up in Cannock. How are you finding the promotional journey so far?
It's always hard work, isn't it? And it can test you, that's for sure. Um, test anybody you will. But no, it's good. Enjoying it, enjoying the journey. We put a cracking show on Saturday night. I think it's probably one of the best open shows we've done. So yeah, just really pleased with it.
We can see behind you all the posters. You do your dinner events, your meet and greets, and the ex-pros coming down doing their little talking shows. How different is the pressure in promoting a dinner show with a meet and greet type of thing to a boxing show?
I think it's just the preparation, isn't it? And then of course you got the upsets and the problems with fighters pulling out, having health issues, not making weight. The list is a mile long in it, and I guess any boxing promoter will tell you a worse story than ours. But yeah, always good fun, exciting. My dad would say it's character building, and we're enjoying it. I think as long as the end result looks good, we're happy. That's all anybody really wants is a damn good show with anything, whether it be a dinner show, whether it be we put a lot of dinner dances on and live shows with bands and entertainers. And it's the same sort of format. You just want a really good show and the customers to enjoy it. And that's the same result with a professional boxing.
No, absolutely. Obviously, the show on Saturday night, you had, I think it was two area title fights on the bill. And these are sort of fights that people come out to watch, these domestic dust-ups, and that's what really makes small hall shows, in my opinion. For you, how exciting is it to promote titles?
It's essential, isn't it, to have on the cards? I mean, more than anything, to have a good 50-50 fight. Not something that's just one way all the way through and everybody knows who's going to win. Those fights we put on Saturday, 10 fight card. John Pegg, who for me is probably the best matchmaker in the country, um, put on 10 crackers. I mean, every single one, right from the first fight to the last, all 50-50. And who knew who was going to win? I mean, Gemma Ruig and Stevie Levy, their fight could have been at Madison Square Garden. It was that good. Um, and the same with Minaz Gurang, the Nepalese lad that won the Midlands area title. Cracking fight. And not forgetting, obviously, Ollie Cooper, our local Cannock super middleweight, who retained his super middleweight title in the Midlands against Tom Ramsden. So, yeah, just great. Loved every second of it, and really excited. Just looking to do the next one and make that one even better, which is probably going to be hard to do. So.
What comes into my next question quite nicely. I was going to ask you, do you get that? Obviously, before a fight night, there may be struggles, there may be pressure, there may be things that may go wrong at times. But after a good fight night, do you get that buzz to get the next one back on again?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think we look at it. Everybody does the same. You review it, you look at where areas went wrong, where it could be improved, and then plan to go again and make it even better. And what other things we can build on. Yeah, it's always difficult when you've had such a good show. I've got to tell you, you'll never get a small show as good as the one we did on Saturday night. Every single fight was a cracker. So the issue we have there is, of course, is pleasing everybody because the expectations are going to be high. Is exceeding those expectations for the next show. I think we can do it, and I'll put a bit of pressure on John to do that as well. So.
Absolutely. I want to talk about as well. You got straight into another show pretty much next week, the Excelsior Sporting Club. It's a dinner show. It's a different type of event. Just talk to me about the differences, if any, in promoting these two types of shows.
Um, yeah, I suppose it's totally different. Black tie dinner show, and they're great shows. Whiskey tasting, drinks reception. They get a five-course gourmet meal with fine wines, and it's hosted by Richie Woodall and Steve Bunton. Will normally get a guest of honour at each of the shows. Normally it's Ray Boom Mancini. Ray was with us last week for the Cannock show last Saturday, so he's not at this one. And in the previous years, we had everybody from Barry McGuigan to John H. Stracey and John Conti and all those old boys from that we all looked up to as kids. So yeah, it's old school. I enjoy it more than anything. I think it's a fantastic event. So there's less pressure and it's more of an enjoyable night. Whereas the open shows are very exciting with a bit more pressure there. So yeah, I probably enjoy the dinner shows a little bit more.
For you, do you feel it's vital to have these big names in? So whether it be Richie Woodall, Steve Bunce, Ray Mancini, Barry McGuigan, the list is endless where you've had them down at your place. Do you feel it's vital to have a recognisable name involved?
The dinner shows, yeah, because what I wanted to try and do for years, for 30 years, we've now done dinner shows with probably every single champion you can imagine, apart from Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson because he can't get in the country anymore. Is we've done it with everyone. I'd probably say we're one of the few venues in the well, probably the only venue in the world to have had all of those fighters, and that includes Marvelous Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, and Tommy Hearns, and all those legends over the years. So for me, it was getting a mix of professional boxing, fine dining, and a celebrity, a boxing celebrity at the show who can talk about the fights. So you're mixing both of these things together, the pro boxing and the celebrity nights. And yeah, so to have a good old boxing legend there is essential for me. I think it makes it very special. No one does that anymore. And there's only Ian Wilson at St Andrews Sporting Club up in Glasgow that's doing something similar. And they're the oldest dinner show or a sporting club in the country, you know. So yeah, good, enjoy it. We meet our heroes and we have a good night of boxing and some good food. So that's what it's all about.
Definitely. And with the open boxing shows, it's all about, for you, I suppose, progression, getting bigger and bigger with each show. As you mentioned, you feel that pressure to make the next one a bit better. Well, last weekend it was on TalkSport, so that's for you again another big step up and a nice bit of sort of, I suppose, promotion for you and your show. What was that like to get TalkSport involved?
Fantastic. Yeah, really good. Great production. We had a good production team there as well. Team, you know, I don't think you get better than the commentary team that we had. Spencer Oliver heading it with Richie Woodall and Ray Boom Boom Mancini. And I understand that TalkSport loved it. We had, I don't know what the viewing numbers were, but it was thousands anyway. So they were overwhelmed with that. And not only did we have a good commentary team, we had great fights on. And yeah, so it made it for us. Bit of recognition. And I think we can only move upwards from that. TalkSport want to continue to do more with us in the near future. So I think there's a huge opportunity for both of us there.
I was going to ask that, in regards to future shows, is there, talks taking place with you and TalkSport to continue that and build on that relationship?
Yeah, certainly. As it happens, Spencer Oliver's calling me later on this afternoon to talk about the next few shows. So, um, yeah, I think that and other viewing platforms as well. You know, so who knows where it could go. We're going to stay. We Cannock Chase Leisure Centre at the moment. We're looking at Civic Hall, Wolverhampton, and the NIA in Birmingham. So still Midlands based, bigger venues, and bigger fights as well. I think so. We've got a number of huge opportunities there in the market, and I think we can exploit that.
I've known you a long time, Scott, and one thing I would say about you is you are ambitious, you're hungry, and you always strive to improve and do better. And it is always to please the fans. For you, what's the end goal in promoting?
There's an end goal. It's just like anything, isn't it? It's just a journey, and you're enjoying the ride. No, I don't think there's any end goal there. Just to continue putting on good shows. Certainly, I'd love to put some world title shows on. I think that's achievable. Got a number of options there. Looking at possibly doing a show in Spain next year, which would be good fun. Um, and yeah, just to keep carrying on doing what we're doing and just make it better. For me, it's good to put on shows that everyone enjoys, but also to get respect from our peers to say, yeah, he's not so bad. We've done all right there, and to get a bit of respect off some of the big boys as well. So it's nice, and yeah, just enjoying the journey with the team and the people we're involved with.
For you as well, is it about putting Cannock on the map, or you mentioned obviously potential other bigger venues around the Midlands still? Would you be looking to potentially branch outside of the Midlands?
Um, yeah, I mean, Cannock's our hometown. Sort of grew up here. Um, I don't think there's any other town apart from Canastota in the States, that's had more world champions that we brought here to Cannock. Um, it's an art mining town. I know the people very well around here, and we're always successful in the shows that we do in Cannock. So it's always a risk when we go out the area. Um, but yeah, certainly that's going to be a challenge. But yeah, that's certainly what we want to do is to look at doing shows over in Birmingham, and then maybe we'll see. Who knows? We could do something in Manchester, Liverpool, or London. And as I said, we got that show planning in Spain next year as well.
Do you like that pressure? Does that push you on to do better, I suppose? Is it for you to always thrive off that pressure and that gamble, I suppose?
Yeah, life's a gamble, isn't it? We and I've done quite a few gambles in my time with businesses. You know, we some have been successful, some have failed. You know, we just got to keep trying it, and it's better to have tried and failed than not to have tried at all. You know, I'm a real big believer in that. Taking a risk, I think we can do it, and sometimes it doesn't go the right way, but generally it does if you stick to it. I think and be an expert in what you do. You know. A lot of um, knowledge has been passed down from Ron Gray, the old boxing promoter from Cannock, who's a family friend, and Ron still comes in for lunch with us every week, you know, and so we sort of pick Ron's brains. Ron worked with Mickey Duff and Mike Barrett and Terry Lawless and Jarvis Astaire over the years, and also worked with Barry Hearn and Frank Warren, you know. So for me, you know, getting a bit of advice from people like that is essential, and I think he certainly steered me in the right way, Ron has. But yeah, who knows? We might have bigger things to come. I think we will. I think we'll get there. I think we've some huge opportunities, like I said, and yeah, who knows?
Are you someone, you mentioned there's no end game. Are you somebody who takes it literally show by show?
No, we've got a plan. We know exactly. Say no. I'll reword that. We know where we're going over the next 12 months at least, possibly 2 years. All of our Excelsior Sporting Club dinner shows are planned out for the next really two-year period. Really, we know exactly what dates they're going to be happening. Not always sure of which fighters are fighting on the shows, but we'll have the dates in mind, and we'll also by the end of this week have the next 12 months planned at Cannock Chase Leisure Centre, because that show on Saturday night was fantastic and such a great little venue. It's just perfect for big, small, or shows. Really, it's ideal for it. So yeah, no, we're not doing it one show at a time. And I think what we'll do is we'll build on the shows, and we'll add more shows to it. We know exactly where we're going over the next 12 to 24 months.
And you mentioned obviously you don't know what sort of fighters may be on shows that far in advance, but when you've got guys like, for example, Ollie Cooper, who I think was ranked in Britain seven at super middleweight before his fight, um, would you be looking at getting guys like that Ollie back out there and build on his momentum essentially?
Yeah, all the local fighters. I mean, you've got Ollie. I think he could win a British title. He's ranked seven at the moment, like you said. That knockout on Saturday night will shoot him up the ratings again. Minaz Gurang, the Nepalese lad who won the Midlands title, great kid, exciting, great personality. I think we'll work with him, and he'll be up for an English title and possibly a British title next year. And of course, you've got Niall Berry, the current English super bantamweight champion, who had a tough fight against a really tough Mexican who previously fought for a world title and lost on a split decision. And I think Niall's going to be fighting for a British title within the next 12 months, and probably more than that. And there's a whole list there that are going to be added to it, So we're on our Excelsior Sporting Club dinner show next week. Steve Woodall, the super middleweights, back fighting on there after he's lost to Callum Simpson. And then you've also got Liam O'Hare, former Midlands area middleweight and super middleweight champion, who Ollie Cooper beat. He's on our Excelsior show. So we're working with all the fighters. Um, and who knows where they could go. But I think the whole idea with me and John Pegg as a team is to build on their careers and keep them on the shows and get them international or even world titles. And they can do it. There's no doubt about that.
You've mentioned obviously you feel promoting a world title is certainly achievable. But how much would it mean to you to promote a British title? The Lord Lonsdale belt, it's really a staple in British boxing, obviously. How much would that mean to you?
Yeah, I think it's ignored now, isn't it? So much that fighters are sort of sidestepping the British and the Commonwealth title. And having said that, Jess Barry, featherweight girl, she won the Commonwealth silver title on our show last year. I think that build up, that step up, ideally for me, the way it was years ago, British, Commonwealth, European, then you fight for a world title, and that's what we'd like to do. Is to, all of those area, national, and international titles first before we do the world title fights. And I think fighters and fight fans love that. They love to see the progression, not just stepping straight into a world title fight.
No, absolutely. Well, Scott, I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for your time. Obviously, congratulations on the show at the weekend. Just gone. Best of luck for the next one.
Thanks, James. You're always welcome. Good to speak to you. Cheers.